Both La Posa West and North have no people working in the office, closed, no permits coming out, and it's the same for La Posa South and Tyson Wash. It's closed down for the government shutdown, the permits and everything, but the campgrounds are open, so don't let it stop you from coming down and setting up for the season. This will all blow over and you'll be camping real soon with a permit. Take care. W.C. Quick author, writing from the Wayside, talking more about being a self-published author, creator, and commitments to make, whether you want to be a truly self-published, handling all aspects, edit your own work, create your own artwork, cover art, illustrations. I made that commitment about a little over a decade ago, that I would take the full plunge into the effort. And one reason is because I noticed that a lot of my author friends that I met at different book events spent a tremendous amount of money on outside editing and artists for cover art and illustrations and actually formatting of their book. The whole process, they subcontract to people who are quite talented, but to tell you the truth, nobody that I met could stand alone as an author in the current market for books, for writing science fiction, fantasy, whatever it is. The cost of producing your work, publishing your work, prohibits actually making any money at it for most writers. And to tell you the truth, people I've interviewed, nobody makes more than about $1,000 a month when they really put an effort into it, and their cost of promoting and publishing those books washes away any profit they could possibly make from doing the process. So while I don't make much money doing it this way, being my own self-published author and artist, creator, I do I do stick to my commitment to doing my own artwork, cover art, and editing everything. And the joke is I get my best editing done after I push the publish button, which is common. And sadly, that's common among people who traditionally publish, is that there are flubs in just about all published artwork. And author books, low content books, actually where the big money is in the low content market. Say like diaries and coloring books and a number of different venues for artists and authors to try to make a profit with their artwork and writing. It just doesn't exist an easy way through this. And traditional publishing houses, of course, take a major cut in the work if they even agree to publish your work, to take it on. That you don't make much money. There's a couple examples I went over. There was an outfit called Tate Publishing that several of the authors that I interviewed and talked with over the years going at the Reader's Oasis book store authors fair over the last decade, And one was Buddy Hanna. He did Native American stories. Stu Campbell, who did horsemanship, cowboy books, and humor, horse-related humor. And he did some other ag-related books over the years. And then there was Ron Lazenby, R.L. Lazenby, his cowboy books, cowboy stories, fictional tales. All of them used vanity publishing houses, which charged them an arm and a leg to format and publish in the first place. And then the cost per book was extremely high, so that, again, when they sold at the book fairs, their books were pretty high, well over $25 to do a fairly small a book, some cases pamphlets to publish. I think the man with the best deal per print copy would have been Stu Campbell, and his book sold for $26 near the end there before he passed away, up around $28 for a published novella, basically, that he put out. And because the print copy was so high, he had to charge that. KDP, Kindle Self Publishing publishing house, Kindle Direct Publishing, is very reasonable prices per print book copy. And as long as I do my own artwork and keep the production costs down, say my original, The Worlds of the Orb, which has been revised 4 times now. This is a 2023 publication of the book. I like my cat. I did my own artwork format. These were around $6, $6.50 for the print cost on the books, which is, when you buy 100 of them, that would be a real bite. So I don't buy 100 of them, but you're getting the idea. It's a smaller book, about 100 pages less. The Worlds of the Orb 2. Again, I do my own artwork and layout. Print copy through KDP for these is about $4.50. And then, of course, you have the inevitable shipping costs on the books. And then a smaller novel, but still a novel. I did my Worlds of the Orb, The View from the Clock Tower, the Starlit Sky, which is the novel of the Half-a-Rat science fiction series. It's about base price. These are all around $4.50 now, $4.30, $4.50 to publish. I do my own artwork and editing. I like the humor. Yeah, you're always editing. But it's a deal for me. And I believe vanity prices, I don't even know if there are vanity houses anymore. But, even those guys have been kind of run out of the business. But cost-wise, nobody's buying books, to tell you the truth. But it'd probably be in the $15 range to get your book printed now to a vanity house, $12, $15, which means you'd have to charge $24, $25 to make a go of it, not try to make a profit out of the deal. And I say venue costs, shipping, all that comes into play. And this is the smallest novella I have at the moment in print. Not the smallest print book, but the smallest novella I have in print is El's Curse You Anyway, which I did it's part of the Worlds of the Orb series, fantasy series, dark fantasy series. And you notice there's themes I carry through in my artwork as well. But the cost of having another outfit format and print my work would be it'd be prohibitive. It's almost prohibitive now because of my income status. I have to another source of income to survive. Being a writer isn't it. The best 2 or 3 years I've had is when the Kindle Vella platform was available, which both Elves Curse You Anyway and the beginnings of, actually several of the short story series was first published on the Kindle Vella platform, and that made me about $300 a month participating in that venue, which of course went by the wayside and disappeared, so we're not making that money anymore. The life of a self-published author it's a hard knocks life for us, right? But even more so, the willingness of a publishing house to take your work on, and then follow through to produce your work, publish your work, which takes years, the whole format process, and then it gets timed into publication, and you don't make much money per the books you sell. It's a soul-crushing venture to some people. Not for me, though. I've taken on the commitment to do the entire process of my work. And I encourage other people to do the same. I mean, you see a lot of people who are writers, but where they get their bread and butter is by editing or doing something related to writing, but not promoting their own work. It's typically working in the publishing business in some form. But then again, they probably have to have another job. They got a barista or doing something to keep the lights on in the house. Because writing is a tough nut. I acknowledge anybody that picks up the pen or computer, keyboard, typewriter, whatever it is, and starts to create their own work, do your own artwork, edit your work, re-edit your work, revise and continue on in the process. You got to get out there and put a little sweat and blood into the process to make it worthwhile. Yeah. And there's always a push to back away from traditional creative work to get into the how-to and low content and put out manuals or something to try to make a few pennies in the process. But I would suggest really biting down on the bullet, amp up your game, and start creating again. We gotta get that writer freak flag up and make it happen. Be creative. Thanks for listening to me. God bless all of you. Take care.